Hello and welcome back to Swarmio eSports. Coming up this episode, we have 30 minutes of news, gameplay sessions featuring Halo 5 and League of Legends, and much, much more. But first, let's see what's going on in the world of eSports.
Halo 5 Guardians players have something to be happy about. The game has got more multiplayer maps. The game's publisher, 343 Industries, has added 4 new maps. They are called Spell, Estuary, Traffic Jam, and Unearth. 343 says these maps were created using the game's Forge tools and were created together with the game's fans. The 4 new maps come shortly after 343 Industries updated 12 of its maps for the Big Team Battle mode. 343 also quietly pushed Halo 5 Guardians to the PC world. It is now available through the Windows Store, even though some of the features Halo 5 players know are still exclusive only to Xbox. EA Games released the beta version for its Battlefield 1 game earlier this month, and now the company says a record number of players participated in the beta. In just 10 days between August 30th and September 8th, an impressive number of 13.2 million players played the beta. The company is now going through all the data, as well as the comments it has received, to fine-tune the game. Battlefield 1 is a first-person shooter game and is based on historical events during World War I. EA says one of the light tanks turned out to be the most popular vehicle in the game. In absolute numbers, this is the largest beta test, not just for EA, but for most multiplayer online games of this generation. The closest is Blizzard Entertainment's Overwatch beta, which was released in May this year and hosted 9.7 million players. In comparison, the Overwatch beta was only for 5 days, which means that it is so far the most popular beta. Battlefield 1 will be launched on October 21st of this year. Valve, which runs the Counter-Strike global offensive game, has launched another round of war against game cheats. According to many news sources, more than 11,000 gamers have received a pink slip for alleged cheat practices by the Valve anti-cheat system. The data mining site SteamDB points out that the latest ban is the largest we have seen in a long time. All in all, this year has seen a massive increase in bans imposed by Valve. Of the 11,000 plus bans, 4,000 were related to Counter-Strike, while the rest were related to Dota 2. The banned CSGO players will see their most favorite weapons frozen. Those who have been banned can still play on non-Valve anti-cheat system secure servers. The game's publisher, Riot Games, is celebrating its 10-year anniversary, and to mark this special event, the company will be giving away some freebies for players of League of Legends. League gamers who have played in the last 2 months will receive a new summoner icon, plus they will also receive a Riot Kaylee skin. Those who don't already own Kaylee will receive her free of charge. But if you do own both Kaylee and the skin on offer, you will receive a gift anyway, either a mystery gift or an RP equivalent. Meanwhile, the company says a staggering 103 million gamers play League of Legends every month. This is up from the almost 70 million gamers who played the game every month 3 years ago. The LA-based company was founded 10 years ago by Brandon Beck and Mark Merrill. Last year, the company was bought by the Chinese online giant 10% Holdings for $400 million US.
Up next, we have Glenn McCachran back in our studio to give us some tips and tricks with starting out with the League of Legends champion. That coming up in just a minute.
closest thing to a Roman Colosseum.
It's all about that accuracy. Yeah, that's right.
Grudge match of the century.
Oh, the clutch. This could be the last game of the tournament. What a savage beating of all their opponents today. Now let's check in with Karmakin.
Hi, this is Glenn McCachran/Karmakin. This is another League of Legends gameplay video. Today we're just going to be going over a ARAM map. This stands for All Random All Mid. Basically, it is a one-lane 5-on-5 team battle. I kind of really enjoy this mode. It tends to be a little bit lower stress, and it provides a lot more team fights, which is really what I enjoy playing in the game. Basically, how this works is when you start the game, you're going to get a random champion. Every once in a while you'll get the ability to re-roll the champion. This is based upon how many champions you own. So, say for every champion you own, you get a point at the end of the game. Every 100 points gives you a re-roll. So you can get re-rolls. It depends on the number of champions you have. I'm a little bit slower to get to the lane that I would like. And the reason for that is I was just making sure to capture some stuff for the video. But usually you want to buy as fast and get into the middle with the team. Here I am, I'm Janna. Janna is actually a very good choice for ARAM. I usually like having any sort of poke champion, and poke champions, especially in this early part that you see, we're basically just kind of lined up against the opponents, and we're throwing out pokes left and right. You can see Lux throwing the bind, you can see Ashe with her volley, Jace with his shock combo. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm dropping down these tornadoes. They slowly grow, and they eventually come out. Now you can trigger right away, and they'll come out right away, but they do less damage, they go slower, and they basically have less of a lockup. So I like just charging them up. They're not really aimed. I'm just lobbing them in at the opponent. As you can see, again, we're just still lined up, dodging and everything like that. I'm just continuing to throw in hurricanes, maybe throwing a shield on people as they get hit. We're basically just waiting for them to get low enough for basically an engagement to start. The other thing to watch out for is you may have seen the snowball type thing that just hit our Garen there. That is actually a special summoner skill in this mode. It's called Mark. You throw a snowball, if you hit the opponent, you can also then reactivate the skill and basically do a teleport to the opponent. It helps melee characters get in range, which might be very difficult with all the ranged characters that are around. So basically, again, we're just sitting here waiting for everything to go. We just got a kill, and as you notice, I did up my poke skill first. If this was a one-on-one mode, I might up a different skill first, my shield or the Zephyr to give things, but in this, you want to be doing as much poke damage as possible. I also set my runes and masteries to be much more mage than support, even though this is normally a support character, because I want to be doing damage. You can see that we just had a health power-up spawn. A lot of the thing in this map is basically kind of controlling the health power-ups. When you see them pop up, give them to someone on your team who needs them, but you want to deny them from your opponents because they go for both players. Okay, this is one important thing here to keep in mind. If you note, the rest of my team is dead, okay? 4 of the opponent's team is alive. It's very important for me here to try and stay alive. The one thing you don't want to get stuck in is a pattern of you being alive and the rest of your team being dead, and then vice versa. You want to wait for your teammates to spawn and then try and do it. So I threw a shield on the tower just to try and defend it a bit, but I'm playing safe. I'm keeping backed up. I do get binded here, and they do get some hits on me, but the rest of the team does come in time. I pop my trinket, speeds up the team, and we're able to chase them down. The goal here is to get the inhibitor. When you get the inhibitor in this mode, it actually still is a big advantage, because if think of it like a tug-of-war. You're moving towards their base, and then they move back towards you. But if you get their inhibitor, they have to take extra time to kill the super minions, so it takes longer for them to push back. Our Malf ults were able to push up again after my ult is healing, and we basically just kind of take them out one at a time. We are eventually able to push up and take out the inhibitor. I do believe people start dying at one point, but honestly, it's kind of worth it to get the inhibitor at that point, because you really need to focus on the objectives at this point. And the inhibitor does fall there. We only have 2 people left. Basically, we start running away. They have much more health. Again, my primary goal here is to stay alive. Another thing you may want to do from time to time is actually commit suicide. I picked up the health so the enemies can't pick it up back on the way down, because they most certainly are going to try and march down and take some back. But you'll note they are slowed down drastically by the presence of the super minions. This coming up here is quite important. You can see we're actually up a person. The opposition decides to try and go in on us. However, we're kind of able to get them very low. We're able to push ahead. As you can see, they will push right back out against us. This will actually choose to be their undoing. They should have just stead back and basically let them come to us. What happened is that their tanks decided to come up after me. As you'll see here, I kind of got into their face. Their Mundo, their Lee Sin are coming chasing me. Our Jinx is in the back there just taking down their turrets. This was a major mistake by them, and this really is the reason that they lost. They're coming after me. I'm able to just keep ahead of them, shielding myself, slowing them down, keeping. Jinx takes 10-1 turret. Ashe is back there trying to hold that off, but that doesn't work. I'm able to, again, shield myself, and my teammate coming up from behind is able to kill the tanks, and I still live. For that, we were able to get both of the enemy turrets, and basically that's really what gave us the game. From there, because it's a tug of war, we still have the inhibitor, we still have both of our turrets. They're not going to be, even though I died, that's not the end of the world. The one thing to note about this mode is you can't buy until you die. But dying isn't always a bad thing, because you get more items, and one of the things to avoid is not dying for an especially long time. Gold does not equal power until you can actually spend it. Okay, so you want to make sure that you can spend the money. After I get up at the end of the game, yes, they are able to push down on us. The thing is, we're all at full health. They're not. Basically, that means on our tug of the, it's like a tug of war again. One team is pushing down, the other team pushes back. One team pushes down, the other team pushes back. It's really about how many objectives you can take on each push. We have more life than them. We're basically able to push right through and basically go right for the Nexus. Just because we're all together, their tank basically really gets melted, and he has to go after me. Again, he's going after the support, which doesn't do much damage, and supports kind of have the ability to protect themselves. So eventually, the Garen is able to get in the middle of them, do a lot of damage, and kill them off, and basically we're able to push for the win. This has been Glenn McCackeren with ARAM. This is a really fun mode. I suggest people do it, especially if you're just starting out. It's a good way to learn how to team fight. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
After the break, we have Austin Hogan back in the studio to show us some Halo 5 Slayer gameplay on Plaza and the best ways to gain and hold map control.
This map is the closest thing to a Roman Coliseum.
It's all about that accuracy. Yeah, that's right.
Grudge match of the century.
Oh, the clutch. This could be the last game of the tournament.
What a savage beating of all their opponents today.
Now let's take a look at the gameplay session analysis of Austin Hogan playing Slayer on Plaza.
Hey today guys, we're going to have Slayer on Plaza. I'm going to show you how to control the map and what you should be doing with the map control as well. Off the start, if you spawn looking at snipe, you're going to want to push nest and go for this. If you spawn looking into cafe, you're going to want to push for overshield and look there. I got an early kill here. Really sets us up for control of the top side of the map as well as nest. So while I have sniper on nest, I'm pretty much going to want to sit here or rotate between here and hotel a bit throughout the whole map. As long as people are pushing loop and as well coming to me, I should be fine to just sit around this area, drop down the lift if you're ever weak. Basically, as long as you're looking here, there should be someone blue right now. As you can see, they're spawning there on me. So it's kind of iffy to just sit there and look at posters the whole game. As you see the outline, he'll spawn there again because we're all pushed out. But as long as I'm able to sit here with snipe and control this, it should be good for my teammate to get back into position here. As you can see, the player outline Abe on my team is going to be pushing over to blue, so I don't have to worry about that spawn. As long as he's in hotel to cafe ramp, they won't spawn there. You can focus on top gold, yard, and tram, which they'll spawn as long as you have blue blocked and top control. There'll be a guy pushing a cafe here. You can pretty much just ignore him. You'll have a teammate there and continue to watch these areas. When this guy pushes through lava, I'm not able to see him, so you're just going to want to sit here, know he's there, call it out to your teammates. If you can't find anyone like right now, where you're just kind of looking around, you can see where they are because of this theater mode. But just drop down if you're weak. You can position around some more. You're going to want to keep top nest control though. So if you're going to drop, make sure someone can take your position. Top gold's a great base to watch if you're down bottom, if you didn't see anyone at posters. Right now it's just really bad timing. As you can see, this guy jumps up right here and as soon as I scope out. So you're going to want to keep scoping in there if you're going to be actually watching that. Don't do what I just did. We have 3 in nest right now, so we're kind of giving up a bit of map control, which is going to let them push out through dip and flowers. As you can see, there's a guy dip right now fighting Abe. Another guy pushes out. I'm going to pick up a good snipe here. I get hit by the green gun, so I'm going to want to just sit here and not try and peek out and lose sniper. As you can see, we're losing a bit of nest control, allowing them to push out. So you're basically going to want to rotate around with your teammates if you're ever in a position where you have sniper and you start losing the actual nest control. You're just going to want to sit around hotel area to cafe so you can get away easily. So yeah, pick up a nice kill there that allows us to get back to the nest control. But as we know, there's a guy top gold nading me as well as the guy in cafe who just killed our teammates, so we have to be aware of that. Not knowing where they're going to push though, assuming they're going to push to me, but you don't know that, so you're going to want to kind of just sit around, play a bit passive, not knowing if your teammates are there to help you or not. You can see there's one drops bottom mid, two drop bottom mid here. Able to pick up one and then actually get assassinated by the third guy who we knew was in cafe, but we actually took our eyes off that to help our bottom mid guy. Which isn't too bad of a play, but you definitely could have continued to watch hotel. As you can see, after me losing snipe there, which gave up complete nest control, which is something you don't want to do. It was just unfortunate that 3 people pushed me. But you can see here, as we collapse as a team, we instantly get back nest control as well as snipe. There's only one left, they're 3 dead right now. This last guy is not going to take out our whole team. So even if we do lose one there, we're still going to keep control of the map. They're going to be probably spawning Tram, the loop, pushing top mid. You see there's a one shot there. There's one going to drop bottom left probably. Yeah, there he is there. We know he's there. And this is just a challenge that when you don't have control, you're kind of forced to make if you don't know your teammates right behind you. So that was pretty bad of a challenge. You could have definitely backed up there. But in the situation where you're getting pushed by 2 people, you're kind of forced your hand. If you're ever in a situation like that where you're trapped somewhere, just try and be as hard as kill as possible. Where I just kind of died there and instantly gave up nest control again. That was just a really bad play, and I shouldn't have challenged that. I should have backed up instantly, waited for my teammate. You see we get a nice double team on that guy there. They have 2 dead right now to our 1, so we're able to get back nest control once again. So they're going to be spawning all yellow and tram every time you're in nest and you have someone blue. That's their only spawn points they can have. Top yellow into the yard and tram. So there's going to be the only areas they're going to push out of. One might come driveway. You don't really want to be in the bottom half of the map, so you can just kind of look loop here as I'm doing. You see they're going to push through glass right there when I'm looking, or flowers here, or the loop area. As long as you have nest control, you can look at all of these spots. As you can see, we give up the cafe. Someone pushes out and gives them that spawn. So we need to have someone there. See, we pick up 2 kills. We're going to have someone push. As you can see, Jesse in the background pushing over. There's a teammate there. He picks up a kill. And there's still one in cafe who spawned there. So after we have him dead, that spawn's completely blocked as it is right now. There's only one there. They're going to be all yard again and tram. The tram area back there where I'm looking is where they usually push through to try and come out of loop. You want to try and swarm nest if you're ever in the situation where you need to get back to map control. Flowers isn't a bad push, but if someone has snipe like I do right now, I can pretty much just look over the whole map. Especially blue, there's lots of angles to take you out at, so pushing through light rifle or tram area where loop is a harder hit, the loop area is just better to try and push if you want to try and take back nest control. But with sniper, how I've been pretty much this whole game having a sniper rifle, you just want to sit around here. As you can see, you pick up a lot of hits and shots here, make a lot of people one shot, just call them out for your teammate. Unfortunately, Mighty there takes a huge play to get that kill, but I end up picking him up. They're going to be still spawning around yard probably and pushing through flowers, as you see. This come down the end of the game, and they've just haven't been able to keep absolute nest control, because when they push for the nest area, the 2 times they've actually got us off of nest, they've actually left open the blue spawn, which gives us a pretty much immediate push on them without them being able to have time to set up. As you can see, this guy's trapped right there on light rifle. He gets taken down. He's pushing by himself. The game's close to being over, and we have them trapped in yard right now. We pick up another kill, closing down the game. As long as you have nest control like I have this whole game, you're just going to want to sit here with snipe and have someone blue. If you're sniping and you have a mic with your teammate, just always tell your teammate to go blue. Have one person blue at all times just to block that, because it's so easy to control the map when you don't have spawners on you in blue. As you can see, we end up winning that game 50-21.
And that wraps up another episode of Swarmio eSports. And as always, if you'd like to contact us, please feel free to email us or tweet us at Swarmio Gaming. Also, don't forget to join the Swarm by signing up for beta access to our new gaming platform at swarmio.net and receiving 3 months free. Thanks for watching.